Lovely, perfect. So here we go, folks. Here's your lovely new caravan. As I said, we'll make a start on the outside. So the first thing I'll talk about is your lovely stabiliser and main hitch. So I don't know what van did you have before?
The oldest.
Crusader Storm.
Oh, so same hitch then? Yeah, same hitch. So you know, obviously, in position to drop it on now. Once it's clicked in, the handle will half drop down, ready to go, and then obviously push it down for your stabiliser. And then you know, obviously, if you're taking it up, you just lift it up to the extra bit. Yeah. So obviously, handbrake is as easy as handbrake off, handbrake on. No buttons, no nothing. Obviously, jockey wheel winds up and down, raise and lower on the side, and you have got a nose weight gauge on the jockey wheel there. Okay.
How does that work?
All it is, it's spring loaded as such, so it lets you know the weight on there for where it is. Sort of thing, if you get what I mean. So it's saying now it's what are we on up there? Well, it's saying we're over 125 kilos, but obviously we're not, because the weight's obviously spread because the legs are down. But it's more for when you're just on the jockey wheel on the front, and it'll tell you the nose weight of it. Okay, the other thing we've got is, well, it's not ATC, but the IDC. Did you have that on your old van? No, so what this is like an automated stability aid for the caravan. What it is, it's got motion sensors built into the caravan. It senses if you're getting a bit of a stake on, and it'll automatically apply the brakes to the van for you. So all you'll feel from the car is the caravan tugging away, and all it is, it's self-leveling itself for you. Now what it is, when you plug it in, it always goes through a light sequence here, so it goes red light, to green or either green flashing. Green flashing means the system's not quite ready. Green constant means the system's set and ready to go. Okay, but as daft as it is, when I hook it up to the car for you afterwards, all of this will make a lot more sense then. One other thing it's got on the front as well is for your motor mover, you need to plug your main lead in to the side of the van to activate the motor mover. So as well as your isolation key, you need to have this plugged into there for your motor mover. Okay, happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously into the front locker, we've got your wheel brace and your leg winder just in the corner there for you. Okay. And then as George says, we've fitted in your 2 new bottles with a brand new pigtail. So your gas system's ready to go for you. George has also spoiled you and given you a lovely finger tight one. So no need for a gas spanner anymore. It's just literally finger tight up and then just undo it.
Okay.
Okay. There is a shut-off valve here, but this is more for when the guys are safety checking your van. So for yourselves, just literally turn your bottles directly on and off from the bottom. Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. So we'll mosey on round the side. So first thing we come across an event for your Aldi heating. Now, have you had an Aldi heating system before? Fantastic. So what this is a central heating system for inside your van. Now it'll run on gas, electric, or gas and electric at the same time. No cover to remove or anything. That vent just sits there and does its job. Only thing is to watch is not to lean anything up against this bit of the van. Okay, because obviously a lot of heat's exchanged out the back of them. As you see, your lockable legs on the front, I will show you just inside the door. I've never seen them before, but obviously you have, so you may even give me a slight lesson in them.
The different, we used to put the cones on. In fact, I've got them in the back of the car.
Yeah, well, George has put some new ones in there for you, so that the covers are there. It's just a matter of slotting them on, lock it in place, and then obviously unlock them to get to them. So, I've never seen them before personally, so
it stops them just coming along and winding up. It's another deterrent, really.
Yeah. And as you know, well, the more deterrents you got, the more likely she's still sat there. So next thing we come across, your lovely external shower. So this means you've got to be really nice to the missus now.
No,
because otherwise she's...
his and hers, and this one definitely says hers.
Give over, you're living in dream world, you are. You're definitely living in dream world. So this is the naughty shower, as I call it. So if you're in the doghouse, you're out here showering. Obviously it has got hot and cold on this.
Yeah.
Which is a cracking feature externally, and obviously it works off all the internals as such, so obviously you do need to have your hot water on and obviously your water and everything on inside for it to work externally. Okay. So next one down, water inlet. This is your pipe, it's obviously just my Akerol. All it is for your water inlet, hold the lid back and then off she comes. And then there's just the pump on the bottom there.
Oh, it just clips on the top?
Yeah, it literally just pushes in. It'll only go round the one way because the hole's in the top. But what it is, it's the lid that holds it in place. Just make sure when you're putting it on and off, you hold the lid right back. Okay, because obviously if you pull it out without it, you'll end up slapping your lid. Okay.
Excellent.
Perfect. So we'll keep coming on. Oh, I'm sure we're going to have a crash in the middle here somewhere. Obviously where my bucket is your 2 grey waste outlets. So that's obviously your bathroom, your kitchen, and obviously your bathroom outlets as well. Also with your lovely underbed locker. fantastic storage space underneath here. Best advice with this though is watch what you're putting in here for travelling. But you're experienced caravaner, so you'll know a lot of the younger ones will cram their awnings and everything heavy in the back here, and then obviously she's wagging as she's going down the road. So minimal for travelling, but obviously when you're on site you can cram it full with whatever you want. The grandkids, if they're really irritating you.
Oh, I was about to say, or the husband, but I'm
Oh, the husband, yeah, you
I
could-
can't tow, so I'll have to keep him out.
So now you've got
Just go past noisy.
There's no need for that. There's no need for that. So round about, not much too exciting. Obviously your 2 rear legs on the back end for you. But obviously George will still take your number plate and things. Okay.
Excellent.
Beautiful van. I'm always jealous of these.
Is this one? We've looked for one for a long while. Is this the one with the alarm on the stabiliser?
Oh, that's a good question.
Does it have one on?
I'll inquire on that. I'm not sure. They're normally only the motion sensor and the tilt sensor. Not sure if they've got it on the legs. We can soon test it for you after, so I'll
We did on the other one. You ride the leg up without taking the alarm off.
did you?
Yeah.
quite possibly then. We'll have a look into that. We'll have a look into that. So next thing we come across is your lovely toilet. So maybe slightly different to your old van. You probably had a flush tank.
Yes.
Where on this one it runs off the internal water supply to flush your toilet. So no need for any more pink liquid.
No.
Okay. And then obviously your toilet cassette below. Just lift the handle and out she slides. Okay, so it is just the standard cassette. It's just a automatic problem thing. Happy with the use of your cassette?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same
Do we
same
still-
difference.
I know we don't need the pink, but do we need
We
the
need
blue?
to put the blue in it. Yes.
Yeah, it has got some blue liquid in here, but what it is on, have you stayed up at Love to Stay yet?
We have, yes, yeah, we stopped up there a
I'm sure I
couple of
recognise
weeks
your
ago.
faces anyway.
Yeah.
I know you're from somewhere.
We're always in and out. We only live at
All
meal.
it is up there is it's green liquid in your toilet cassette, which means then you can literally pull it out and empty it on your pitch. So rather than go into the Elson Point or the dog wash, you can empty it on your pitch.
So really,
but
we
you
need to run this one out, you know, use it up,
But
and then put some
depending,
more
if
in.
you're using the posher sites, so get some green liquid, because a lot of the new modern sites now we've got that facility where you can empty it on the pitch.
Yeah.
But if you're only just up at us for a couple of nights, there is the lovely vending machine up there around by the dog wash, which is £2. Put your cartridge in, it'll empty it, clean it out, and recharge it with green liquid for you.
Oh,
and that's
right.
just £2 per go.
Oh, that's not
So it's
bad,
up to you. You
is
can
it?
either get some green liquid from the shop, or
Yeah.
there is the vending machine up there. So it's
Yeah.
it's your choice as such. And then all it is, it just nicely just locks in at the bottom handle there for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Right, not having to fill the tank up with toilet.
Yeah, no more of that, no more of that. So obviously next thing down, fridge vents, not much too exciting. I've got it currently running on a gas, so a lot more heat comes over this side. But other than that, heat's exchanged from the rear. It's no different than a fridge design. All it is we don't walk around your back of your fridge so you don't realise.
Yes, yeah.
Door, especially with the grandkids, make sure you show them that catch there.
Yeah.
Because you'd be amazed at the amount of these and the amount of these we replace.
Yeah, because they pulled them straight.
Well, they'll just pull instead of, and they'll just pull and snap
Yes,
the bottom bit there.
yeah.
And obviously you have got the lovely barn style door as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So, wheels and tyres. I was going to say they put the PSIs on here. They don't, but they do put the Newton meters. So it's 130 Newton meters for your wheel nuts. Your tyre pressures will be inside your manual inside, to let you know. For the alloy wheels, they've been torqued in the PDI. I will torque them again for you today, but then from today onwards it's down to yourselves. So if you've got a torque wrench, fantastic. If not, just use your tyre iron in the front. All it is just make sure your wheel nuts are nice and tight before you get on the road. Okay. The next down, obviously got your lovely leisure battery, which is George's fitted in, ready to go for you. And then next door, your 240, so your mains electrical hookup.
Yep.
Also, just below it, there is an external satellite feed, which is if you've got a satellite feed on the site where you are, you can run your cable from the post into here, and I'll show you where it comes out inside the van. You've also got a TV out point here. What that means is you can set a TV up outside, plug your aerial into there, and this works off your onboard aerial.
So like you can watch TV in your awning.
Yeah. And then also you've got a 12 volt socket inside there as well.
Yeah.
I'll say, so you've got an external 12 volt. Then, next door. So inside this one, you've got a sort of external 240 main socket.
Yeah.
And then obviously the grey box is the box for your motor mover. Okay.
Storage space left.
No. There's more in the other side, but it does take a little bit underneath the front. And then your external gas barbecue point as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's about it for the outside, unless you've got any other questions.
No,
No, don't think so.
No?
don't think so.
Perfect. Well, who wants to be first on board?
I will, shall I? Ooh,
Lights on.
yeah. Looking good.
Now, I will hold my hands up.
Looks a bit different.
There is one light switch I cannot find the switch for. That one there. You have got a little marker light by your door. But I'm sure by the end of the weekend you'll have found that light switch. I've had a look, I can't seem to find it anywhere. But well, perhaps we'll come across it halfway through this. And then there's obviously your new locks for your front steadies. Okay.
Excellent.
So, first place I'll start is just under the bench at the front
Oh, sorry,
here.
I'm in
It's
the
right,
way
no
then.
worries. No. So you can pop down there if you want.
Yeah.
So, underneath the front here, in the very top corner there is your lovely Aldi heating system. So that's got your 10 litre hot water boiler as well as your central heating system. Okay. So it's all contained in the one unit. Now there's nothing to switch on and off there, just literally showing you where the unit is. Only thing you need to worry about is your lovely yellow drainage tap.
Yeah.
So obviously, well, you'll be happy with that. Drain your system down, all you do is lift it up in the air, it'll drain all the contents of your boiler down, and then if you leave your taps in the central position, it'll also drain all your water system out, and everything simply drains out underneath your van there.
So there's just one drain tap on it.
Just for this system, there is a separate one for your water tank underneath your bed, but I'll show you that one now. Now we're draining it down, obviously winter time, make sure you keep her empty.
Yeah.
Obviously frost and water don't mix, but what I tend to do is after every breakaway I will drain mine down, because if I'm not using it for 2 months, do I really want to use that water that's sat in there for 2 months?
No, you don't, do you?
It's up to you. There's no right or wrong way. The main thing is just keep it drained down for winter.
Yeah, we always have emptied them out when.
Yeah, that's perfect. You just come across some people, they leave it full all summer, and I think, oh, come on.
Yeah.
You get manky water.
But
then,
other than
don't
that, you see, you have got a nice bit of storage underneath here as well.
Yeah.
And it's sort of electrical free in there, so you can sort of fill that one up. It's not too bad.
Water filter.
Yeah, it's it's sort of a suppression unit for your water system, so it keeps it a constant flow rather than it sort of spluttering in and out.
Right.
And then it's just the pressure switch, the little white turning one. Just be careful not to lock that one around, because you will affect the flow of your water if you knock that one about.
Okay.
Okay. So next, I'll do your onboard water tank. Show you that one next. Put your cushions back. Oh, tell it must have been a lady that designed the van. Too many cushions. So, underneath here is your lovely onboard water tank. So your drain off for your tank here is just the blue tap there.
Yeah.
So it does say closed now when it's in that position. When you turn it round 180 degrees, it does say open on it. And all that simply does is all the water will just drain directly out underneath your tank there for you.
Yeah. That'll drain everything, including the toilet then.
Yeah, so that's
pipe to the toilet.
Yeah, that's in the only thing I'd say is once obviously you've drained that down, leave your taps open in the central position, just come round to your toilet and just flush it, because imagine there will be a small bit of liquid from here to the pipe to there, so just flush that off. When there's no water coming through the toilet, you know that your system's drained and ready to go. Okay, happy so far?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. And obviously, well, you can see all the storage underneath there. And again, there's no electrical thing, so you can literally fill that up. There's no harm with filling her up.
Just watching this end.
Yeah, just watch it for travelling, but when you get to site, you can cram it with whatever you want underneath.
Yeah.
So, we'll do the controls by the door next. So, I'll stick yourself outside.
Oh, camera's. I've gone too fast.
Right, so, you have a main isolation switch. I don't know if you had the same in your other van.
Yes, I think there was. The
Yeah,
one,
so
one switch wasn't
I
on.
did try and find a sticker, but I couldn't find anything appropriate. They were all too big. But you may just want to label that one up, because you know that's your main isolation switch. So as you see, that shuts off everything. And then obviously power back on. So that's sort of your mains. The other three are just light switches. Okay.
Okay.
So other than that, onto your water pump here. So obviously water pump off, water pump on. So that's the sort of main power. This one is where you're drawing the water from. So in the middle on 0 means we're just drawing off the Akerol outside. So it's literally pulling it up the Akerol and then into the van.
Yeah.
To run off the water tank is click it up to internal. So that means now it's drawing off from that water tank.
Yeah.
So you can wash up and you can have a shower or whatever.
Yeah, so all it means is when you get to site, what I'll do is, on the bottom now, external, what that's doing now is switching on the pump externally, fills up the Akerol, but takes it straight through and fills your tank. So when you get to a site, what you want to do is fill your Aperol up, stick it outside, put it on into external, and that will then draw it up out of there, fill your tank. Once your tank's full, all you simply need to do then is go and refill your Aperol, stick it back outside, and what it means you've got 2 sort of Aperols at your dispense.
Yeah.
So obviously once you've run out externally of your Aperol, all you need to do is click it up to internally, and then you can run off your onboard water tank.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just go through it again. So on off for your water pump here, and then this one's direction. So internal at the top means you're drawing from the tank. In the centre means we're drawing off the Aperol, and external at the bottom means we're filling the onboard tank. Okay, happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So then obviously we've got your good old voltmeter, check on your leisure battery, and then also you've got a tank which will tell you how much is in the tank. So there's 80% in that tank at the minute. So rather than lifting the bed up when you're bedding and things on it, all you need to do is press that one there and it'll tell you how much water's left in your tank.
That's clever, isn't it?
Yeah, happy with that?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, come on to your lovely heating panel now.
Yeah, this is the complicated bit.
So you'll notice
I'll put this in.
when you turn the van on and off, it'll always come up that slightly confused screen there, but all you need to do is on or off at the top up there. So I'll press on and it'll switch the unit on itself. And then obviously off, we'll turn it back off. Okay. So, on. Now you see it, can you see it flashing in this top corner here?
Yes.
So if I push the cross arrow now, it moves it over to the little thermometer symbol. You see that? So now all you do is plus and minus for whatever temperature you want your heating on. So same as your central heating at home, just set the thermostat, and then what will happen until the van drops below that temperature. When it does, your central heating system will kick in, heat up the water solution, and then literally pipes it all the way around the outside of the van. So what it technically does is turn the whole outside of your van into a giant radiator. I assure you, you will never ever be cold in an Aldi van. Never. And the heating will go up to 30 degrees, so you'll never... If 30 degrees ain't hot enough for you, I'd think about emigrating to Africa or something. So, first one, thermostat. And as I say, just plus and minus it. Obviously, in the summer, if you don't want your heating on, all you simply do is just turn it down as such. So, you say you leave it on 10 degrees. Well, I mean, if it drops past 10 degrees in the middle of the night, I'd rather my heating system kicks in as such.
Yeah.
But you're in control via the thermostat. Okay?
Yeah.
So, next one over... The tap symbol is water boost mode. So as soon as you switch this system on, that water tank's heating up. But unlike the older systems, in these modern ones now, that tank will only start heating when there's water present. So you physically cannot burn the element out inside of it. So you don't need to switch your water tank on and off. All you need to do is obviously pull water through the hot side of your tap. Once the boiler's full of water, it'll automatically kick in and start heating up for you.
Right.
Okay? But what there is in here is water boost mode. So what this is for is when the lovely darling young lady's nicked all your hot water for the shower, what you can do is switch water boost mode on. It switches off your central heating but puts all its power into that water boiler for you. So what it means is that tank will reheat faster than it would do in normal operation. But when you finish with water boost, you do need to come and turn it back off, because otherwise you've got no central heating while it's in boost mode.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, happy with that?
Yeah.
Lovely. So, next one over, the little gas symbol. This is literally gas on or off for your Aldi system. So if you want to run on gas, have it on. If you don't want to run on gas, just turn it off. It's as simple as that. And it will automatically ignite and purge itself. You don't have to do anything else, just literally switch it on here. Okay?
Yeah.
That's clever, isn't it?
So, next one over is your electric for it. Now, obviously that's electric off, but it will run on 1 kilowatts, 2 kilowatts, or 3 kilowatts. And the easiest way of describing that is think of old Granny May's electric bar fire. So 1 is 1 element, 2 is 2 elements, and 3 is 3 elements. All it is the more electric you send to the boiler, the faster it'll heat up for you. So it'll work perfectly fine on 1 kilowatts. All it is, it'll take longer to get to temperature, where on 3 kilowatts it'll heat up faster for you. But that obviously all depends on what site you're on. I know for a fact up at Love to Stay you can have everything switched on and you won't have no problems.
Yeah.
But obviously if you're on a lesser site with less power, obviously turn the electric down but turn the gas on as well. And then it'll sort of help boost the time it heats up.
So if you've got the gas on and
Yeah.
electric on,
Yeah.
does it have a preference which one it uses, or is
Well, it kind of uses the two together as such. So it like holds it at an ambient, but then when you're turning it up, it sort of throws all the power at it. So it just means everything will heat up faster for you.
Okay.
Happy?
Yeah.
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 So that's it for the top rail. So that's the basics of the system. Now that's the main thing I want to sort of instill in you tonight, because I want to be confident that tonight you can have some eating and have hot water.
Yeah.
So you're confident you can get eating and hot water on?
Yeah.
We'll try it out this afternoon and we'll be back. What time do you finish?
Give me a shout. Well, about 4 o'clock today, but my colleague's here till 5:30, so we'll be here till later. So if you're happy with the basics, I'll talk you through the rest of the panel. But my main thing, as long as you've got that front screen, I'm happy, boy. And before the wife's arm falls off.
Yeah, the arm's dropping.
So now, if I push across again, you'll see it's flashing in the bottom corner here. See that?
Can't see that one.
Yeah, it's like a little speaker symbol in the bottom corner there. So if I press on, and it opens up the rest of the menu. So I'll just breeze through this one. First one across is just setting the time in the day. Next one over, external. Now you have got inside the cupboard up here the feature where you can add a SIM card into it. You can download the Aldi app on your phone and you can control your heating via the internet. Yeah. I'll just stick with the panel here, but you have got that feature and I'll talk about it a bit more when you're in there. Auto with the moon symbol is a night timer, so if you like it colder at night, you can pre-program your system, so every night, say at 10 o'clock, it turns itself down to say 15 degrees or something, so it's a nice ambient temperature for when you're in bed. Next one over, auto on is the opposite, it's a day timer, so if you like a hotter when you wake up, you can program the system, so say 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, your heating turns up to 19 or 20 degrees or whatever. Okay, then over again, amp meter. Now, do you ever go to any 10 amp sites? Or you mainly good old 16s?
I don't know.
I don't know. We have been on sites and we've checked the.
What you'll find is the 10 amp sites are normally like the farmers' fields and things like that. You know, the cheaper sites. But if you are ever on one, what you can do is set a 10 amp limit in the van. And what this will do is, if the van notices that you're wanting more than 10 amps, it'll shut your heating system off for that period. Say you're boiling a kettle, when the kettle's finished boiling, and it'll then switch your heating back on. So it tries to control the power internally rather than it tripping on the post outside. Now it's not foolproof, so if you've, I don't know, if you've got the kettle on, a toaster, you've got the TV going, do you know what I mean? You can still overload your system, but the van will do its best to control it internally rather than you tripping on the post outside. But obviously if you don't need the feature, all you need to do is go back up all the way, turn it back off again. Okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then, the last one, menu in the very corner here. Again, press on and it opens up this menu. Last bit now. OF is offset. So if you've got a secondary thermometer in here, you can match the two up so they both read the same figure. Then PU is pump, it's on auto at the minute. So what it means is if you lose your 240 in the middle of the night, it'll automatically resort to the 12 volt system. So it means in the middle of the night, if you have a power cut, it won't kill your heating as such, it'll automatically change over for you. Then SE service, it brings up any alarm codes or faults if there is any. Sound, whether or not you want it to beep every time you press a button. PE is for your thermostat. Now, if you turn that off or on, it switches off your thermostat and runs your heating constantly. So if you want to know what boiling a bag rice feels like, turn your thermostat off because your heating will get to 30 degrees and stay there. So you'll be melting inside here.
Too much.
LE, Legionnaires, what this one is a feature on your hot water tank in there. With it switched on, in the middle of the night, it heats up the tank to sterilise the water that's inside the tank for you. And that just happens in the middle of the night, you don't even hear it. Just heats up, neutralises the tank, and then we're back to offset then. Okay, but as I say, ignoring all of this, so reset takes me back out of there, speaker on the end, press off, it closes that one, but my main one is just that top line. If you two are happy with that top line, I'm a happy boy.
Yeah.
So I'll just refresh your memory. Thermometer, thermostat, just plus and minus to whatever level you want your heating on that. Next one across, hot water boost, so it's either on or off for your hot water boost, but other than that your hot water's already heating up. Gas, either gas on and off for the system, and then your electric, and what power electric. Okay? Lovely.
Yep.
But if you've got the hang of that, that's the most complicated thing in here.
I'm glad they got this.
Yeah, it is. That's why the camera's good, because it is a lot of information. But as I say, as long as you've got the basics, the rest of it you'll pick up with time. The more time you're using the van, the more you'll get used to everything. Okay.
You can be spending your afternoon reading the books and everything, can't you?
Hey, nothing wrong with that. So, other than that, we'll do the internal features on the van now. So, I'll scoot through these. These are really easy. One thing that does get missed quite often in the Aldis is you have got another charging socket at the front here. So you've got a 240 socket as well as a USB charger at the front there.
Oh, excellent.
So it means when you sat at the front here, you can either be charging up your phone or you can have your tablet or anything
So
plugged
if
in
only
at
you
the
go
front.
to the LRO show with Joe, he's got somewhere to plug in if you've got
to tell him.
They've changed venue.
We went to the LRO show about
3 years
ago.
ago, yeah.
And we run out of power. we'd only got the battery,
Yeah.
and we'd had a hold up on the A14. We were parked on the A14 for 3 hours, and the fridge was running, and the battery was getting lower. By the time we'd had 2 days in the van, we'd run out of electric. I'd have to plug the car in to keep going. So Joe gets his lead out, plugs it in the electric socket, says, well, we've got electric, haven't we? We hadn't got any at all. No electric.
And he'd been told, and apparently he did it 3 times in the next couple of days. Oh, I thought we got some now. And they were using a little wind-up lamp at night. So
It's the joys of caravanning, isn't it? I was going to say, just watch your feet. Just show you underneath this one. So, underneath here, actually, let's move that one as well. So, we have your lovely circuit board. So, we've got your 240 breakers as well as your 12 volt fuses.
Yeah.
But it took some finding. There's your key for your motor mover.
Right, that's the isolator.
Yeah, that's the isolator. So, as well as plugging your light lead in the front into the side of the van, there's your isolation key on and off for your motor mover.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean you can reach it from the inside there, it's just easier to show you from here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the other one, it was in the battery box, literally in the battery
Yeah,
box.
they're a lot easier in that. I don't know why in Elsie's they always seem to move it around. I found it underneath the bed before now, that took some finding. But at least it's in there, so it is accessible from the front, so you don't have to come in as such.
Okay.
is that big red thing?
Yeah, the big red key there. Yeah.
And you have to turn that before you can use the motor mover?
Yeah, that's it. Turn that and then plug the lead into the front there. Okay, but I'll give you a quick demo in your motor mover for you afterwards, so don't worry about that.
You only used the motor mover about once, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm an ex-class one, so I
he's the
I find
same,
them
so-
cheating, I do.
Yeah.
I like the challenge of getting it. I'll give me a smaller space, the better. I like the challenge of it.
What I find is, he used to go into spaces 5 or 6 years ago. Nobody said, boo.
Yeah.
Does it now? And everybody said, oh, how did you do that? Is it?
I was warding up there for 6 months and I've seen some interesting things in my time up there. Even people driving onto the grass, driving round the grass and then driving back on their pitches. And I'm just like, I
Oh
can't
my
believe I've just
God.
seen that.
Just can't do
You get it. You get it. Radios, just up there for you.
How are we doing?
Good, good.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm going to put the number plate on that van in the compound, so you should, when you finish, I should be free in the showroom for
Oh, right. Yeah, perfect. So, obviously, your radio inside there for you. Directional TV aerial with a fantastic signal finder. What it means, green light now, we have a signal, red light, no signal. So there's none of this trying to tune your telly in.
Yeah.
It's literally, if you see the green light on in there, you've got a TV signal. So as you see, we're even inside now with it down, and you've got a signal. Why they don't fit these in all caravans, I'll never know. So, perfect. No more scratching around for a TV signal. The box at the top there, you can see with the orange light on. That is the additional bit for the external on your Aldi system. So all it is, obviously the previous customers were techno wannabes or whatever, so they obviously did have it set up so they could control the heating over the internet, but it's there as an option if you really want to use it. But I'd say just use the box there, it's a lot easier.
I don't think we're technical enough for that, are we?
No, well, nor am I, to be honest. I'm a bit of a technophobe. I probably shouldn't be at my age, but I don't see what's wrong with pen and paper. Obviously, water system, same as your other one. Cold tap first, just so you know it's coming out the Aperol into the van, and then obviously shut it off, and then round to the hot. Once you've got hot water running there, you know that your hot water tank's full up. It is there. Okay. Cooker, well, I might as well do your kitchen drawers. So vast amount of space. Now, just because you've got all these cupboards,
I don't have to fill them?
yes, there you go. You don't need to fill everything up. You are inundated with storage in here, so don't go too mad. But obviously, as you can see, you could probably live for a year in here without,
Yeah. I'd
without
like
going
that.
anywhere.
Escape from family and dogs.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
No.
So, obviously your burner's on the top and your oven and your grill below. All your controls are just on the end here. There is a lovely 12 volt igniter, which is on the front here. So this does your hob and obviously the oven below. And all it is easy as 1, 2 and 3. So there's your 3 gas burners. And then the one on this end, says it shuts them off, is for your electric ring in the centre there.
Yeah.
Obviously it does light up there to let you know when your ring's on.
Yeah, this will
Okay.
be hot, won't it?
Yeah. Then grill, so grill pan and handle there for you. And then grill again is just turn, hold, get the right one, turn, hold and ignite. That's your grill. And then your lovely untouched oven with 2 oven shells. Like
Yeah, you don't
hen's
get that,
teeth they are. Turn, hold, and ignite.
I don't think they ever used that oven, did they?
No.
When we looked at it, we said
No.
that.
No. And the last feature, you have got a lovely oven lighter.